Good morning, friends. I hope you were all doing well this morning. Thanks for joining me. I am Lily, and I'll start with a short story. I couldn't sleep last night, and my sister had given me these file folder cards the other day. She stopped by and dropped these off for me. She knew I wanted some, so she had extra and is sharing with me. Thank you, sis. And I couldn't sleep last night. I mean, just so much going on in my head, and there was no point in me just laying there trying to force myself to sleep. So I got up and I just started creating, and this was the result of a sleepless night, and I love it. I created 2 of them. I thought about turning on the camera while I was doing this last night, but the light was so dim and it wouldn't have worked. And I was just kind of freestyling anyway, and I didn't know what the outcome was going to be, but I think it actually turned out really nice. Maybe I need a few more sleepless nights. No, because then I'm not productive during the day. And so we are now early morning today, because for some reason, even though I couldn't sleep last night, I still got up super early and made myself a cup of coffee. So I am going to give myself no more than 30 minutes to try and create 1 or 2 more of these this morning while I drink my coffee, because then I have some gardening to get to. And so let's see what we can come up with today. And I just used basically what was on my desk. And so right now I have this box of scraps. So I'm going to dig in to this box, and I am going to select one of these. So let's use this one here. You can see here's the mess I made last night. And I'll leave these here for inspiration. And I've got a candle going because that just really, that scent and that candle puts me in a super, super good mood. So, not that I'm in a bad mood. I just stuff in my head, you guys, just stuff, the world stuff. So, this is good. This is good for me right now. Okay, the first thing I did is I distressed, or I inked up the edges. The stamp pad is pretty dark, and that's because I re-inked it. I go through the ink super fast. So I'm glad I have the re-inker. Well, I ordered it, and I think I talked about that before. But it really is worth it when you first buy these pads, or any pad for that matter, especially colors that you use the most, to get the re-inker. Now in California, I have just about every, I have every oxide color, except the new one that just came out. When I purchased them, I also purchased the re-inker. It is worth it. Okay, so let me ink that up. This is what I did last night. And I was actually kind of surprised. But sometimes, I don't know, maybe it was just trying to get my mind off of some of the current events. Not that I'm ignoring what's going on, but I just needed a little distraction, and this is what came about. All right. Hope you guys are all doing well. Doing well today and being creative. Okay, what else did I do? Oh, so then, see, I don't even remember. I started collaging. So I went into the box of collage, and I grabbed some papers. So let's use some book page. Let's use some scrapbooking paper. These were the leftovers. These right here were the leftovers from the, right here, from the, oh my gosh, from the ephemera folder that I made. I need some book page. So this is like a craft with me. Just because I love these so much, I just want to create some more. Do you ever do that? You come up with a nice little project and then you can't stop. It's almost like binge watching, but in this case, it's binge creating. Binge creating. I could totally craft all day. All day. But I give myself, I don't know if you do this, but I do. I give myself increments. Or I reward myself with craft time. So if I do something other than craft, you know, whether, let's say, gardening or sweeping and mopping, things like that, then I'm like, okay, now I'm going to reward myself with 30 minutes of creating. I do that to myself. It's like a little reward. And it works out. Works for me, at least. So because I know I'm going to go gardening outside in just a minute, I'm going to reward myself with, it's a pre-reward. So I have no plan here, but I'm just going to collage because that's exactly what I did here. And at first I thought, there's no way these are gonna turn out kind of whack. But it actually, it worked. Do I want to use this? No, I'm going to use some music paper. I know that's a music paper that's in there, but I'm going to use real sheets of some vintage music paper that I have. So so I'll do that. I'll give myself little increments, crafting increments, and then I'll go do something else. Not that this isn't productive or anything. This is a great outlet for different reasons. Creating is being productive. It helps the mind. So, but because there's other things that I also want to do, like I want to get some gardening done today, and I also need to do some sewing. I'm helping my mother with some sewing, so I'll be doing that. Oh, that looks starting to look so nice. I love the colors. And that's pretty much it. I have the most energy in the mornings because if it gets, I want to say 4 o'clock, I'm done. I have no energy. I want to do nothing. Nothing for the rest of the day. So I work best first thing in the morning. Okay, so now, so that's about it with the collage. So let me put those back there. And then the other thing that I did is I took this stamp, and it's like a, I don't know what it is, like a fence, like chain link fence. So then I did that. Some of that, just kind of random. Okay. And then, oh, look what I found. So these right here are labels. So I found these in the garage. These labels, I don't know what they could have been used for. Some type of printer. An old type of label printer. I don't know, but that's okay. I found them. So then they don't have a lot of sticky. So I just kind of stained them a little bit just so that they're not too, not so bright white. So I just gave them a little stain there. And then I took my favorite pen, which is this pen here, the Zebra Sarasa 1.0. Love this pen. And then I just doodled a little border. Kind of wonky. That's okay. And then I'm gonna let it dry a little bit because it's bold. It's fast drying, but I don't want to take a chance to smear it. So I'll just set it aside for a second. And then the other thing that I did while I waited for that, I chose a word from my own words, and I'm gonna work with some of the Spanish phrases that I have. This is a good one right here. I'm gonna cut this one out. This one reads, olvida tus límites. I didn't plan this. This is just the one that stood out for me right now. Is my voice still kind of groggy? I need some coffee. Olvida tus límites, which means forget about your limitations. No limitations, you guys. I'm gonna trim it down just a little bit more. Okay, now I will ink up the edges. I like these words that I created. I used to do it a lot more often when I first started paper crafting, scrapbooking 20 plus years ago. And so being here at my parents' house with only a few stamp sets, but I do have my laptop, I do have a printer, and so I'm glad that I was able to do this again. Okay, and then I took my label. Nope, not yet. We're gonna put a flower down. So I grabbed the little ephemera folio, and I'm gonna grab some digital flowers. Now these florals, some of them are from Love Junk Journals on Etsy, and then others are from Clay Paper Scissors, maybe even tailor-made journals. So they have great little digitals. So which one do I want to use? Something that will coordinate. That one. I'm going to use that one. I'm gonna just trim around it really quick. Nothing perfect. Whoa. That's what I should have done. Last night when I couldn't sleep, I should have finished fussy cutting some of these. I still have a few, like this one, obviously, that I haven't finished fussy cutting. So I'm gonna go fast because we don't want to spend 30 minutes watching me cut flowers or fussy cut. And I'm still learning how to edit videos. I'm still learning, and so I'm hoping to master the editing process, and then I would have been able to edit this part out or even speed it up. But for now, you're gonna watch me do some sloppy fussy cutting. But you know what? It turned out. I mean, it works out at the end. So then just distress those edges a little bit. I printed these prints look a little muted because I printed on coffee dyed paper. Some of them I printed on white paper and others on coffee dyed paper. Depending on the look you're going for, you just reach for whatever makes sense for you at that moment. So this is what we're going to do right now. Okay. So now I'm going to glue that down. I'm switching back and forth between the glues that I have. Wow, that was sticky. Because I'm just reaching for whatever's on my desk. This is the Elmer's Craft Bond, and then I'm also using the Uhu glue. I may be covering all of the music. I probably am. I wanted a little bit of music on the paper, but that's okay. I know it's there. Cut that out. Whoa. Okay. So there's that. That looks good. And then I took the label. I've got paper stuck to my fingers. That was sticky glue. Then I took the label, then just pressed it down. Whoa, whoops. Wait. Wait. I'm gonna distress the edges. Oh my gosh. It's okay, I'm gonna save it. I only tore a little bit of paper. But see how it didn't stick? It doesn't have a lot of sticky. So let me add sticky to this. And then for sure I won't be able, had I done this before, I wouldn't have been able to save it. I would have had to leave it as it is. So, okay. So now it's gonna be sticky. Okay. Now I'm going to add my word. And I like doing this off-center thing here. Let me smooth that out. Okay. Woohoo! Oh, I love that. I love that. Okay. Now what? What do I do next? Oh, I think, what did I do? Oh, I know what I did. So I took some of this chalk paint that I got earlier this year, and I'm going to distress it with some highlights. So put a little drop of glue there. Then I'm going to grab a little scrap paper. Get this out of the way. Put that there, put that there. And then I did that. Let's see. Yep, this, I love this so much. I love this little technique so much. I honestly didn't know what I was doing. I was thinking about using my finger, but I wanted something that looked like chippy paint. Something that you would find like on beach boards, something by the beach that's weathered. I love the ocean. I love things that are weathered, fences, posts, you know, that are weathered by the elements of an ocean breeze, salty water. And so this is what that reminds me of. Chippy paint. And all I'm doing is just kind of, well, you're watching. So, and then I'm just kind of scooting it. Scooting it. And then I also did the back. And the reason I did the back was more because I had leftover paint and I didn't want it to go to waste. Okay. Ooh, I love that. And doing this for some reason, it just kind of brings, it ties everything together. Okay, and then the next thing that I did, oh, I also added another word up here, and I used Small Words by Calico Collage. So let me grab a little word to put up in the tab area. So these are from Calico Collage. Oh, here's this one is perfect. Hope. Leaving this sheet as it is works best for me, and then once they're cut down to this size, then I'll put them in the ephemera book. But finding one that works for me is better to keep it in the large page. So Calico Collage, you can find them on Etsy. Let's use hope. Believe in hope. There is hope. There is hope for a better world. It starts with us, each and every one of us. Okay, so I will distress the edges. Okay, I will glue that down. When I was doing these last night, I wasn't putting much thought into them. I was just grabbing and gluing. Maybe I'll have a segment called grabbing and gluing. Grab and glue. Okay. I wanted a little bit. Do I have paint left? Oh, yes I do. Ta-da! A big, chippy, beautiful mess. But I'm not done. This is one of the newest products that I have been working with. It is Vintage Gold by Prima. And I love this. A little bit goes a long way. I've only been using this for a couple days. And I actually used it for the first time on these right here that I made the other day. And I have a few, let me show you. So I haven't used it on these. Here we go. So there's a little bit that I used and I just love how that turned out. So I'm gonna do the same thing to this. So you just need a little bit. I'm using the cap. Just smear some here. With my finger. I don't know if this is how it's supposed to be used, but I'm doing it. I love the little hint of shimmer that it adds to this piece. Absolutely love it. I don't know if you can see that. I'll hold it up to the light in a second, see if that really shows through in the camera. A little bit here on that edge of that label. Oh, that looks so nice, you guys. Whatever is left on my finger. And that is it. Can you see that glimmer? That's very subtle shimmer. I don't know if you can tell. Right there. So there you go. Wow, I wanted to keep this under 30 minutes. Just so I don't spend all day here doing these, but I will be. As soon as I'm done gardening, I'll probably come back in and work on a few more of these. But aren't they? I love them. I love how tattered. I love how weathered they look. That's what this reminds me of. Weathered. Weathered journaling cards. Isn't that great? I need to make a lot more because I'm working on two. I'll be working on two new journals. And so these, I think, will be a perfect addition to them. So thanks you guys for joining me. Let me know what you think about these. Aren't they nice? Turned out better than I imagined. I always say that, don't I? But it's true. All right, you guys, have a wonderful morning. And drink your coffee while it's hot. I might put that in a to-go and take it with me outside. It's nice and breezy. It's not too hot. So I'm going to take advantage of that. You guys enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. And you guys take care. I'll see you next time. Bye.